I shot an entire short film overnight with Lumix S5 Mark II X, an intensive night shoot that involved fire. Alongside that, I have used my Lumix S5 Mark II X for various short films, interview setup, and content creation. I'm here to share how it performed under pressure, what truly shines, and where it might fall short. By the end, you will have a clear idea of whether this camera might be a right fit for your projects. When I underlined, I had an intensive night shoot that involved fire. Let's talk about low light performance of the camera. Most shots were at this high base native ISO of 4000, where some shot pushed to 8000 and even 12800 for slow-mo shots. I was surprised by the low light performance of the camera. While I applied a minimal noise reduction in post, the Lumix S5 Mark II X stands out because it let you turn off noise reduction completely starting at zero inside the camera. Many brands don't allow you to do that, which is a bit surprising. Leave the pros, leave the cons. This is what really I sold on Lumix S5 Mark II X. Lumix is always listening to its users. They keep dropping updates, and while I'm filming this, they have just announced an update for Lumix S5 Mark II X, S5 Mark II, and S9. This kind of commitment is what keeps me in the Lumix community. Okay, now let's talk about something that's flying under radar. While everyone is buzzing about 6K ProRes, which is really good for OpenGate formats, the real gem is 4K ProRes. It's bit hidden. I use DaVinci Resolve on my medium specs PC, which handles 4K ProRes smoothly, no proxies needed. When we talk about 4K ProRes, some might think, oh no, that's going to eat up storage. But here is the bright side. You can easily use an external SSD to record ProRes. A 1TB SSD is affordable to a high-speed 1TB memory card, letting you store a ton of footage. Trust me, it's been a lifesaver. An external SSD is a smart choice. Now, here is something I have noticed. A lot of folks online are comparing the Lumix S5 Mark II X with cameras like Sony FX3 or A7S III, especially when it comes for 4K 120 or their low light performance. And sure, those cameras are impressive, no doubt. But let's be real. They are in a different league in terms of price and specs. I am not here to bash other brands. As a cinematographer, I work with all kind of cameras. Sony FX3, Red, Blackmagic, and more. For me, camera is a tool. Creator behind matters. The Lumix S5 Mark II X is more aligned with Sony A7 IV, where the real apple to apple comparison should happen. But hey, the fact people put Lumix S5 Mark II X side by side with its higher model, that speaks the volume. Let's talk autofocus. Some love it and others aren't convinced. But from my experience, it made a big improvement after the last firmware update. It's perfect? Not yet. Compared to other brands, they are at 100%, this is at 95%. But honestly, the hardware has the potential. With few more firmware updates, Lumix can easily close the gap. Alright, let's chat about a couple of things that could make this camera even better. First off, those light gray dials. Love the look, but in low light, I found myself squinting at times, trying to figure out what mode I am in. Finding Lumix lenses in rental in India is a bit a treasure. But EF and L adapters and PL and L adapters act as a bridge for the solution. I am not here to tell you to rush out and buy the Lumix S5 Mark II X. I am sharing my experience and how their specs truly supported my filmmaking journey, especially like ProRes, external recording, and low light performance. But if you're wondering whether this camera is worth it, definitely is for its price range. This entire setup is inspired by Lumix logo, which reflects how much I love this camera. If you're curious about how I made an entire short film on a budget, stay tuned and subscribe for upcoming breakdowns.